Okay.
All
Ready for it.
right. Tempest of the Gods card review. Let's go. Deep Wood Anomaly. What do we think?
Um,
Um,
I actually looked into it quite a bit. There isn't really a combo out there at the moment, but um, essentially you just got to hit the face once, and you're good.
it's expensive. I mean, the effect is very powerful, but again, like it's a creature still. I think people were making the comparison of this card to like Seraph, where if you play it on the turn, then the turn after you win. But obviously, this is a follower and not an amulet, which is easier to remove. So at the same time, it is still like a huge threat.
Yeah, that's what I
Usually
liked
they'll-
about it. Like,
It's like a
it
huge
has to
threat.
be removed, right?
Yeah. And like cards like that generally have potential, I think, right? Right? We can agree on that, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's good. If
definitely.
every minion you play has to be removed, then, he runs out of
You're
gas,
eventually
right?
gonna strain it, right? So like a savvy player probably could somehow like find a way to like, I don't know, exhaust the resources of their opponent and then play this and then they have to do anything. I mean, that being said, I mean, it's like we're comparing that to cards like Bahamut or it just doesn't affect the board when it comes into play. And I think that's why it's kind of bad, really.
Yeah, I mean, so like Bahamut, right? 1313. I mean, look at if this thing is a 2020 or a 28, basically that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
So like, would you play Bahamut if Bahamut was a 2020 without the destroy everything effect? I mean,
Probably
I think
not.
he'd
Probably,
be worse, right?
I would not be as excited to play him, no.
So like, I would say Bahamut is better than this guy. I mean, Bahamut costs more, I guess.
And yeah,
This is just slow, right? It's like
it's slower. Yeah.
it's basically your whole turn in mana, and your opponent, like basically you get cleared every turn. Your opponent has a minion on the board every turn, right? That's how most of my games go. And so you're gonna be like playing this guy into a board, like maybe evolving this guy and clearing his thing, and you're just hoping he can't kill it, right? But there's a lot of removal. I don't know.
There's a lot of
I feel like against other control decks, this can we need the match just straight up. So I mean, it's not something that can just be dismissed right off the bat.
I like that it's in forest. I think that's one thing I like most about it, that it's in forest and that it sort of encourages design space
Another
outside
kind of
just,
deck. Yeah.
yeah, it just encourages design space outside of, Rhinoceros decks. And like obviously we haven't played with these cards yet, and I think it's just like once we start playing and getting used to like and also I don't think any of us play forest a lot. I mean, Dan, you kind of do, but I don't think you're like intimate with the cards. But maybe like someone who really knows forest very well, maybe they can find a place for it. But other than that, I don't see it being better than stuff like Rhinoceros or like
Yeah,
the
because
White Wolf Silver
because
Bolt
they kill you
combo.
from hand, right? This doesn't
Yeah, they
kill
kill
you
you-
from hand. It's just
It requires a bit of setup.
yeah.
But it is a step in the right direction, I think. I like what the developers are trying to do a little bit. That's why I like this card. I think it's kind of encouraging a different mindset when playing Forest, and not maybe as crazy as it may sound, trying to get away from playing Rhinoceros. Even though I think Rhinoceros is like
Yeah.
still better than this card.
So we'll see it a little bit, but I mean, I don't think it's going to be better than a lot of other win conditions, right?
Yeah,
But there is
it's-
the Deepwood and Liza combo. That's the only one I can think of.
Liza?
Yeah, to give it magic immune.
No,
Wait,
I see.
does that mean you can't kill it with like a assassinate? You can't kill it with like a 5-mana destroy?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure.
this
Yeah.
thing just can't be damaged by spells, which is different than can't be destroyed. It's a 2-drop in
Two
in
drop?
forest. Yeah. Elf Girl Liza. It's a gold card. You probably filter through that.
How do you spell Liza?
Right, Elf Girl.
Unless
It's a gold
misread
card.
it.
Gold.
Oh no, it is only can't be damaged by spells.
So that means it
No,
can be
you're
killed
red.
by.
Right.
I'm sure it can be killed
Like
by
Dance
destroy
of Death?
effects, right? Yeah, I'm sure Dance can kill it. So
Yeah. Yeah, not really any combos to go with it. That's unfortunate.
There's no neutral cards that give spell immunity?
I honestly can't think of even one.
no, I can't think of any.
Okay.
And I mean, you could reduce the cost
Alright, well,
with
let's
the
move on.
Yeah.
Great
I'm
White
sure
Wolf,
if people
but,
people know a combo, I mean, then feel free to let us know. But I'm pretty sure as of right now there isn't really a way to get this thing to kill someone on turn 1. And if there was, I think that would be too good, right? Then people would just always play it.
Alright. Elf Queen. Basically heals you for your whole graveyard. And then sets your graveyard count to 0. 7 mana,
This is like a
6/6.
one-of,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one of.
So it's like Wolf, was it?
It's like the Fairy Beast.
Beast.
Fairy Beast, yeah, Fairy Beast. Yeah, that thing. It's like that in that it heals, but it operates on a different type
It's a
of
bigger
resource.
heal. It's most likely a bigger heal, and
Should be a fucking bigger heal.
but a one-time bigger heal.
Yeah, one
So-
time bigger heal.
Instead of running 3 fairy beasts, you run 2 fairy beasts and one of these, maybe, right?
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
just like Reno, man. This is like basically Shadow vs. Reno, right? Like you only ever won one Reno, and well, Reno's like Reno's that card in Hearthstone, but yeah.
Good for slow control, right?
Yeah, couldn't you see like a deck where, like, that's what I'm thinking, like a deck where you run like maybe 3 of those anomalies and you're in like one of these, and then you just like run all the good early game forest, because I think that's where forest is best, and then you just like overload them on anomalies. What are they gonna do, right? They can't kill all the anomalies.
Yeah, I mean, dropping 3 of those, like one might get through.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's a bit reaching.
Okay. Crystalia Aaron.
I think this
6
does
mana.
show some promise. It's it's just different enough that you might see it in some constructed.
Right, so if you're getting... I mean, it's good against aggro, right? It heals you. I mean, turn 6, you're probably going to be almost dead against a good aggro deck, right? Maybe like 10 health, right? You could drop this, wards up, heals you a bit. Pretty good. If you can get to turn 8 and do it, it's basically a 6/8 rush ward, right? Because you evolve it for free.
Yep.
So
Pretty good.
I mean, 8 mana,
Yeah.
6/8 rush ward, heal yourself.
I just think it's
Good, right?
I think it's really interesting how all the basically cards right now, it's like 6, 7, 8. It's like they're trying to want this deck that has like
Yeah, this slow forest deck, right?
they want a forest deck that basically plays all 3 of these cards. And we can say
Alright.
4 because I already know what the next card is, but like you could totally see a deck that just plays like all 4 of these cards, right?
I would. They all look pretty good.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next card. Let's see if we get an idea what I'm talking about.
Play 3 of that and 3 of this. Jungle
Oh yeah,
Warden.
Jungle Warden.
Right? It's just like
I'm
this card
pretty
is
sure,
so good.
yeah.
So this is a
Card
5
is
job, right?
so
So like you
good.
could
It's a
ward
5
on turn
drop.
5 if you
Yeah.
needed to,
Yeah.
and then
Jungle Warden's got to be a 3/0
It's
in
so
any deck that
flexible.
uses it.
It's just this card is
and then
so
it's
damn
your
flexible.
Albert win condition, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you need it, you can use this as Albert. If you don't, you play it on 5, and it's like still like really good, and it's just like yeah, right. You could totally see a deck that just runs like maybe 1 of Elf Queen, 3 anomalies, 3 of those errands, and 3 Jungle Wardens, and then it's just like that's like your end game, and I think that's like a really good end game. It's like you don't lose out on tempo ever because you play like they're all on curve. It's like 5, 6, 7, 8. If you need to, right? Like you don't even need to because you have enhance, which is like obviously a very strong ability, and especially this one.
So on turn 10, you can hit for 8.
8.
And you're also putting 2, 4, 5 wards into play.
Yeah.
Which is a nice board, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have an evolve left, you can hit for 10, right?
Yeah. And you can
really
get
good.
that evolve back, right? That's the thing with Aaron, right? It's flexible. You don't have to use it on Aaron, right? You get the evolve point back, you can save it. You don't need to use it. Yeah, like I would not be surprised if there's like a really pretty solid deck with like that as their these 4 cards as their end.
Man, it's making me want to play Forest now. I like these creatures. Like they're really nice statted creatures, right?
Nice, well statted, and yeah, they're just like, and they're so flexible.
Lots of effects.
Yeah.
Okay. Fairy Cage.
Well, they can't all be good, right? Otherwise, the class would be broken. I'm gonna say it again.
This is an interesting card, though. I don't think anyone can really say that it doesn't.
So
It's
okay.
4 mana.
So 4 mana.
If it was 2 mana, I would be like all up in this shit. But it's 4 mana. It's just way too damn expensive.
So what I like about this card is that you can go infinite on the fairies, right? So
Yeah.
you have
Yeah,
you have to have 0 or 1 fairies in hand. And then if you have 1, you have to play a fairy. If you have 0, you can play any card. And then any leftover mana you have, you can just dump fairies, right?
But how good is that?
It makes me think that they want to make that Harvest card better.
Oh, the Harvest Festival.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they nerfed that into the ground, right?
Yeah.
Harvest Festival, what's that?
The one of the 3rd card you play, it's like a 4 mana amulet. Yeah, it's like that thing.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of your turn, you draw a card if you play 3 spells.
So it's like they want to try to make that kind of card like more viable.
Powerful effect, right?
But
Yeah,
they
but
both cost 4.
But you
That's
can't
the problem.
you can't play both of them.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, that's where
I
the
applaud the
dilemma
person that can
comes,
play a
right?
deck that plays both of them and like make it work. I'll
So
give it
this
to them. The
Fairy
designer
Cage
that does that.
would combo with any of these at least 3 cards, right? Like it seems like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what are they? Lands.
Well, as of right now, like, wait, is this really? No, this is.
Why did it? Okay.
What is
I don't think it
lands?
searched them up, right? No.
You mean the first of all? I think the original is at least 2, right? So we know the at least 2 ones, right? Like the Metallurgist and.
Yeah, but
Well, there's
like,
like Mahis.
we want that at least 3.
Mahis
We want like more, right? Not just 2, but.
Yeah. The 3 is just harder than 2. It's like
Okay.
it's much harder than 2.
But yeah, that, as it stands, until somebody figures this card out, it's probably not going to see.
It is an interesting effect. I'll give it that. Like, but I couldn't see it being legitimately like tier 1 competitive.
No.
I just, correct. Like I'll be
4
willing
mana
to
is too
make
much.
I'll make the statement that I don't think that this card would be played in like a tier 1 like high winning percentage deck. But I could totally see it in like a creative, like fun 50% win percentage kind of deck.
Yeah, like a tier 2, tier 3 kind of thing.
tier 3 deck.
It's too
It's too
unreliable, right?
and like you lose tempo, and tempo is important even in constructed, and it's just, and you have to play
Yeah.
multiple of them. Like you don't just play 1, right? So if you ever like have an opening hand with just like 2 of these, you're just kind of like, oh my god, I want to vomit. You know, it's just like ugh.
And if you have 2 of these on the board, then it kind
yeah,
of like
it doesn't
just
work, right?
screws you up.
Hey, you only ever can play 1, so yeah, it's true. I didn't even think of that. It's like it's true. Like you only can ever have 1 of these because.
Well, I mean, you'd still never run out of
Wait,
fairies.
how does that work?
No,
You would
'cause
never run out of fairies.
You
that's for
play
sure.
you play 1 card and you get 2 fairies. Then you play 1 fairy and then get nothing. And you play the second fairy and get 2 fairies. So I mean, it wouldn't actually screw you up. It just wouldn't help you really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Mighty Dwarf, 7 mana, 6/5, clash, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader.
Yeah, still not good.
I don't like it.
Mediocre.
7, like, if this was like 6, maybe even 5 mana. If it was 5 mana, it'd be like, yeah, it's good. But the cost is just too high. Honestly,
I don't even know what is this card even.
I don't know
just don't
how they
understand
felt
this card.
this was well balanced.
It's not
I
good.
just don't really
Okay.
see it.
Vist, Elf Butler. 4 mana, 2/5 ward.
Not bad.
When you play a cost 6 card, make this cost 1.
Yeah.
So 1 mana, 2/5 ward.
Honestly, this card with those other cards, like it might not be bad.
It's a lot of wards. Because this is 4, right? We already have 5/6 ward. And this is the 4 ward.
Yeah, it's the forward, and
It's like Guardian
if you make
Forest, right? Like,
make this 1 mana. It's just like 1 mana for a 2/5 is a very good rate. I mean, like this seems like a really good control card. Like I could totally see playing a bunch of these.
but like
if you
late
play it,
game,
like-
if you're gonna have to play it late game if you want to play it for 1 mana, right?
Even like on 7, you play like a 6, and then you play this. Like on 7 mana, you play a 6 drop, and then you play this card. It's like that's like an insane turn 7.
But it would be better if it was a 5/2. If you played on turn 7. Because now it'll just get killed by anything, and it won't kill the other thing, right?
I wouldn't say that. The thing is, it can shield your the drop that you played, right?
But you're still losing the trade for sure.
I just think like you're getting a great rate when you're able to play this on 7. Like on turn 7, you play like a 6 drop, and then you play this. Like just usually, what's the good 6 drop? Like you play Aaron, and you play this on turn 7. That's like a ton of stuff to be playing on turn 7. I think. Like,
I think we should focus on, is it good as the 4 cost?
I think as a void cost, it's passable.
It's
It's
okay.
fairly passable. It's like
It's-
just slightly overcosted.
It's a little bit overcosted, but it's, like again, 7 points worth of stats for 4 is about par for the course.
By the way,
What's it?
actually evolving this is pretty insane.
Yeah,
On 4, right? That'd be a pretty sick
Yeah.
evolve.
I think this card's very good.
Yeah. I actually like
think
it.
this card-
I actually like it a lot.
I think this card has, in the right deck, it can be very, very. It's just like a really good role player. It's not gonna win you the game, but just it'll get you to the point where you can win, where your winning cards will win. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine you play Selwyn, bounce one of their creatures, and you play this, and then it's just like whoa. Like whoa. It's like
Yeah.
a big turn. I think it's like a lot of stats to be playing on the board, and it has ward. And also, it's not terrible on turn 4. Like, playing this against an aggro deck on turn 4 is not terrible.
Yeah. Especially evolving
This-
it. Like, that's such a
I think
wall.
this card is pretty solid. I think it's very, very good. Well, not very, very good, but, like, very good role player. Like, I like cards like this that kind of, like, help you achieve a goal rather than...
Survive aggro. It's a good goal.
Yeah, you gotta survive aggro, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay. 3 mana amulet. So whenever something hits your face, deal 2 damage to it. So again, another anti-aggro thing, right? Wait,
I
it's
really
3,
wish this
4,
cooldown
5,
was
6.
more than 2.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Kind of,
Like, and this is
Yeah.
pretty good against aggro, I would say. Like, it's not
It's just
it's
too
not
narrow.
insane, but
I really wish it was cooldown 4 or something like that. Like, cooldown 2, I'm not sure what gap it's trying to fill.
It is very
well, a
small
lot of
countdown.
2 and 3 drops have 2 health, right?
It's just too narrow. Like I get what they're trying to do here. It could be like a nice tech card. Like I could see like if sideboards were ever implemented into the game, like I could see sideboarding this card in, but I would never want this in my starting deck. You know what I mean? Like if I was gonna approach like an open field, I wouldn't want this in there because it's just so narrow. But I could totally see if I'm playing against like a a really aggressive deck with a lot of small creatures, yeah, I could totally see playing like a bunch of these because it's like really good against those types of decks. But it's really really narrow, and yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
more.
know.
It's, it would feel really fun to play it though. Like if he's got a 2/2 on the board and you play this and you're like, aha, right?
Like when this is
Yeah.
good, when this card is good, it's probably like really really good. You know what I mean? Like imagine you can play turn 3 this, turn 4 this, and like the guy is just like a bunch of like, you know, small creatures. Like he probably can't ever attack you.
The thing is, if you play turn 3 this and then turn 4 Butler, like you'd rather that this 3-drop was a 2/3, right? Like a 2/3 would be
Probably,
better
yeah.
because you play this, he just passes, like he doesn't attack, probably, right?
Yeah.
And then you play your 4-drop, and then he just clears your 4-drop because he has all his guys up and he's fine with attacking your 4-drop, right?
Yeah, but then the Mangrove doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you'd rather it be a 2/3 and it could kill the 2/2 and trade, right? Trade
Yeah,
well.
because it'll actually affect the board. This kind of pseudo affects the board because they have to attack.
But if you're
Like, if it
not
was like
if you're not playing a ward on turn 4, then
yeah.
it could be good, right? Better. At
What if
least.
this is like whenever an enemy follower attacks? Would that be like infinitely better?
It would be definitely better. Yeah.
Well, obviously it'd be better, but like it'd be like
It's
insane.
significant, yeah.
I mean, for sure, if it hit them before their damage hit your guy, yeah.
It doesn't. It would hit them before their damage. I'm pretty sure. Just the way the game mechanics work, I think.
Really, I don't know any mechanics like that. Like Clash is always 2 ways, right?
Robin Hood does the same kind of thing.
Really?
Except it's only 1 damage.
Does that so
Combo?
if he has a 1 health guy, does he die before he hits your Robin Hood?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Like you see it a lot when people play Flaming Glass. Like Glass would attack and then it would do the 1 damage before the damage actually hit. So I think it would apply for both.
Okay, well anyways,
It's
this Mangrove is probably not quite good enough.
Not quite good enough.
Yeah. Okay, 2 mana 2/2.
Solid.
Evolve. So evolve. So if you played 3 cards, you can evolve it into a 6/6 instead of a 4/4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems pretty good. Like,
Fairy combo pay. The Fairy Cage payoff, right? It's a
Fairy
card, right?
Cage.
yeah.
Like on turn 5, you play 3 fairies, and then you play this thing, and then you evolve it, and you get a 6/6, and you have like 9 in stats on board on turn 5, which is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah. A 2/2 for 2 is already good, like
It's
as a
fine, yeah.
baseline. But I mean, to have an ability like this later is, that's good.
I don't like it actually. I mean, I don't like things that require an evolve
It's true.
because
like
evolve
those
is always good. Like you don't need extra effects for evolve to be good. And like I'd rather play Unica if I was playing a slow control deck. Would I really replace Unica for this? Probably not.
No, I don't see many. This is a really take-two card. I don't know. I feel.
And then like you have to play 3 cards and you have to have an evolve point.
Yeah,
And it's
it's
just
very
like-
specific. It's true.
And it's too much work, honestly.
On a side note, did you guys know that they're doing a rotational thing with Take-Two? Like they're rotating out standard and basic cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for Take-Two.
What does
The
that mean?
only that means like only the cards from Darkness Evolved, Rage of Bahamut, and this new set will be in Take-Two for picking.
Really?
Yeah, when the new set comes out.
It's kind of odd, isn't it?
Honestly, if you want a set to have rotating, it would be Take-Two to balance, honestly. But that's beside the point. We could talk about that a little bit later. Let's continue
Okay.
with the cards.
Cybele? Cybele?
Sybil.
Sybil?
I don't know, man.
Okay, 3 mana 1/4.
What's the Japanese name? Like, this is just a translation of the Japanese name, so we can figure out what it actually is named.
I don't know, where do I find that?
You have to look up the. You just click Nihongo over there under the Japanese portal.
Where,
But
here?
let's not worry about it. Let's not worry about it. That's
Yeah.
not
Oh
important.
no!
I was
What
just,
did you do? What is this?
I
What
was
have I
lamenting
done?
my loss of Hamsa from the draft.
Actually, it really balances it a little bit because Forest loses a lot. I mean, Sword loses a lot of really good cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sword loses like Veteran Lancer, Floral Fencer.
Okay,
Oh,
really?
stay on track.
Yeah.
Sibele. Okay. So every turn you buff all your guys with 1 HP, and not herself,
Yeah.
which is a pretty big deal, I think. I mean,
If this became a 1/5 at the end of turn,
yeah,
that's a
that would
big deal.
be better. I
Yes,
mean,
it
turn 3. Usually your 2-drop is dead, I think, right? I mean,
really just
I
don't
compare
like
this.
a 1/4 no ward for 3 mana.
I just think it's just terribly statted. It's like
Yeah.
I hate 1 power creatures for more than 1 mana, honestly.
I mean,
I mean,
compare
yeah.
this. I compare this to Spartois, right?
Yeah, we can't help but make that comparison to Spatois.
Spartois.
Soldier, there it is.
This guy.
He's
He's pretty good.
this guy's the
And-
standard for
And
1
But-
when
force
you
for 3.
evolve
But I-
it,
I
it's a
will
house,
say-
like 3/6.
I will say that this guy is really good a lot of the time because he has ward.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's not even the shadows. Like the
no, I don't
shadows
get.
are,
I don't
like,
even care
icing.
about the shadows. That's
Oh,
just
you care about the shadows, but
you do
it's like,
care about the shadows.
you
a
don't
little
pick
bit.
it
Not that
because of the
much,
shadows.
but- yeah. Like even if he didn't have shadows, like it wouldn't add that much. But then again, I don't really want his shadow deck. But anyway, the point is, when I play this guy, I often have another hurt thing on the board, and I play the ward in front of it, right?
To shield it, right?
Yeah. And I mean, this thing could give the hurt thing 1 more HP, but that usually wouldn't be enough. So
I like the design. I like how it's trying to differentiate a little bit, but ward is a very powerful.
so this seems to be. I mean, it's forest, right? So it's for fairies, I guess.
yeah, so it makes your fairies 1/2s, which is much better than a 1/1.
I don't
Still
think it's.
feels
I don't
too
think it's much
irrelevant.
better. Like a lot of the stuff you're facing down is gonna have 2 attack, so like you're gonna get cleared anyway. I feel like. Like what are you
Even if
dodging?
it
Like
was,
the rain of arrows thing?
+0, +2, I can't see it being strong enough.
Really? +0, +2?
I think +2.
No, I'm
That's
serious.
pretty
This
strong.
thing would get like
+2 would be a lot, man.
this thing would get instantly killed.
I don't know.
Like-
You play like 1-drop, and then like usually how fair, how some decks use, like most forest decks is like you play like 1-drop, you play like a fairy, whatever. What's that thing called? Elf Child, or the water fairy, and then you play like it's kind of often that you can play like 3 creatures on by turn 3. You can have 3 1/1s on the board, and then you play this.
+2,
So-
I'd play it for
So
sure.
essentially, you think
+2,
just
it's like very
the buff is just too weak. That's your thought.
It's
Yeah.
but, like,
And also
from
the
1 to 2 is
stats.
a big
The
difference.
stats are pretty bad.
Yeah, like if this was like a 2/3, I think I'd actually like this a lot more.
Yeah, me too. And if it hit herself, that'd be insane.
It's just icing.
See,
but
because
yeah,
if
that'd
it
be-
doesn't hit herself, it's that condition, right? Just kind of a
yeah.
dead card.
Well, if
a
she
lot
hit
of the
herself,
time.
she'd be like a 1/5 for 3, which is actually kind of a bit too big.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's the
we
card's
don't
whatever.
really
I think we
like
spent
her.
so much time on this
Yeah.
card, but I think this card's pretty mediocre. It's
Yeah.
probably not going to be played.
Okay, 3 mana, 2/3. If you play 2 cards, it gets Storm, and it becomes a 3/4.
I actually still really like this card.
I like this card in Take 2. I just don't think I'd ever play it in Constructed. It's
Yeah.
just like just
So
play Roach. If I
No,
want this.
every time I look at it, I'm like, this is gonna see play in Constructed and in Take Two.
okay,
Okay, why? Why in Constructed?
Because Forest really doesn't have that much storm.
but does Roach need
Especially
more
early
roaches?
storm.
That's the question. Does
It's not a
it?
roach, though. It's a beetle.
It's a shitty roach.
It's a worse Roach.
It's not a worse roach.
It's a
it's
significantly worse Roach.
Because, well, like, this is the thing. Like, it
You
can do
cannot
things.
compare this card to Rhinoceros. Right?
It can
I think it's
literally
an
do
insult
things
to
that
Rhinoceros
Roach-
to compare this card.
Okay, it can do things that roach cannot.
yeah, but the thing that Roach is good at doing, it does shittily. And the thing that
Like,
it does,
hitting the face.
yeah,
Roach is a finisher. Roach is something that just kills people. This
Yeah,
doesn't kill people.
But this isn't meant to be a finisher. It's meant to get you to the point of finishing.
yeah. So
with
that's
the
why I
weapon.
asked: does Forest need more roaches? Right? Because that's what you're saying. You're saying
No,
you need more
I think,
roaches.
I think he's comparing this to a role player. Like he's saying like this is like something that you play just to like.
Yeah, it kind of gets you to where you want to be. If you can get the storm, then you'll probably get a face. But essentially, you're just using it as a solid 2-3.
Well,
Though
what
I
are
will
the
not-
other Forest 3 drops?
Ancient Elf is a big one.
Yeah, I mean, that one's good, but you have to have stuff on the board to make it better.
Like
What do all the decks
I can
play?
see-
They all play Ancient Elf?
I mean, we're
Ancient Elf,
comparing
yeah, Ancient
like
Elf. This one.
we are comparing a legendary versus a bronze, right?
Who cares?
Like,
you
that
gotta
doesn't
keep that
matter.
in mind.
No, it doesn't.
does.
What? You can
It
play
absolute-
3 of them.
it
What's the
absolute-
difference?
It absolutely makes a difference because of the cost of dust.
Dude, anybody who wants to play a deck can have enough money to play the deck.
Some people like to, play
No,
on
like-
a budget.
I'm not gonna sleep on that effect. I think a 3-mana 3/4 is a 3-mana 3/4 storm is a powerful card.
Okay, so-
like, it is,
Ancient Elf, right? If you play 2 fairies, and then you have a 3-mana 3/4 storm. But if you have Ancient Elf, then what? You get a 4/5
board.
taunt?
The thing is, it's the cost is different, right? This one's like you have to play those 2 cards, whereas like if you have followers in play, like this is much more flexible. Like Ancient Elf is obviously more flexible because like you can have followers in play and it'll add to the effect already, right? You don't need to like Beetle Warrior needs to have things played on that same turn, which is not terribly hard for a forest deck, but
Yeah, it's just a difference because Beetle Warrior is more offensive, and Ancient Elf is more defensive, right?
the way I see
Like-
it is that it just competes with like the thing is when you like playing 2 other cards before the card that's being played is competing with like cards like like Tia, you know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah,
usually
but
you want to
Tia's
spend.
like you need 8 mana, or
The thing is, like,
what,
you want to
7
spend your like
mana
free
to be able to do
fairies.
it.
You want to spend your free fairies to play like Tia. You know what I mean? Like that's what you want to spend your money. You want to spend your the 2 before the spells to play to do that. You know what I mean? Again, I see this card as like a take 2 card, but it has like. I would not be surprised if this card was being constructed in like some sort of variant of Roach, or some sort of variant of Forest where it's like aggro based. It's just I think because at least my mind is so conditioned to build decks around Rhinoceros, right? Because that's all we've ever seen when we play constructed, or at least when I play constructed, every deck is built around a Rhinoceros. So this card is a good sort of diversifying effect to it.
It's like a diluted Roach, right?
Yeah, so it's not
Yeah.
so all in on Roach, but at least it has like the effect of Roach, but at the same time, it's not like so all in. Because when you play Roach, you have to build
Yeah.
around the Rhinoceros.
Roach is a
Whereas
little
this
more
one's-
conditional than this.
Yeah, this one's flexible. you can play it in like an aggro deck, and then you can just play this card, and then it's just like
So
Yeah.
it's like
But
really
the-
strong.
the problem is that like this is not a finisher, whereas Roach is.
Roach
Right?
is like it
Well,
kills you from 20.
Roach is only a finisher if you have bounce. If you don't have bounce in hand, then Roach
Okay,
is useless.
yeah,
The point is Roach is a finisher, and
Yeah.
this will never replace Roach.
But you have to understand, this doesn't need bounce.
This doesn't
to
need a
do what
balance. So this
it
this
does.
opens up again. This I feel like
What do you, it doesn't need a bounce? You mean it can't use a bounce at all?
Yeah, but Roach, like, absolutely.
No, Roach doesn't need a
Yeah.
bounce either.
no Roach.
No,
Roach does
like-
need.
No,
Roach
If
'cause
you only play
excels with
one
Nature's
ones,
Guidance.
Roach is going to be useless.
No, Roach
Gonna do what,
can
every 4
use
damage?
bounce, but doesn't need bounce.
I don't think you played enough Forest.
No, no, no.
Roach is
that-
very. Roach
Look-
is
look
way
at what
more
I'm
effective
saying.
with Nature's Guidance
Look what I'm
than-
saying is that without bounce, in both cases, Roach does more damage. That's what I'm saying, right?
I just think this is good that it makes people play less Nature's Guidance, because I think that card is like, why are people playing this card? But and the only reason they play Nature's Guidance is because they play Roach, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, so it's more flexible but less effective.
Less, yeah, lower ceiling, but definitely higher floor. Is what I'll say with this card.
Higher
Yeah.
floor, yeah, that's good.
It's a good bronze.
Okay.
Good bronze card.
3
Whereas
mana,
this
deal
is a
3
bad
damage.
bronze.
Deal 2 damage to the enemy leader if at least 2 other cards were played.
Why is this Why is this 3 mana? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I guess it makes. I guess it's
Do you think it
fine.
should be 2?
I feel like it should be 2. Like, we're so conditioned to think like 2 mana, 3 damage, but like this is like just
2
like,
would be pretty strong though, I think.
Yeah, 2 would be pretty strong. Yeah.
But yeah, 3 doesn't feel worth it. So
No. Yeah, as far as bad. Well, this card's again.
I mean,
two,
you
I
you
would
have to
never-
be going face, right? Like this seems like it's part of the deck with that 7-drop, right? That Clash go face guy. Like it's like out of these forest cards, there's like the slow control forest that's being built, right? And then there's this
Yeah.
guy, which is not part of that. And then there's
And then you have
there's
the
the
Beetle
spell.
Warrior.
Maybe the Beetle Warrior, yeah, and then the Spell Bomb, which are like some kind of like mid-rangey like splash face. It's like trample face, right? Like
Yeah, but this
like
card's pretty bad.
like you play dance and you just
I
like
would just play. I would always play dance over this. I'm pretty sure, right?
yeah,
like the slot-
or you
like
play
this-
both of them maybe, and you play the clash
The
hit
thing is-
face, and you just keep hitting face like on the side or something.
I don't know. Like maybe like you played a bunch of these and you played a bunch of Clash like Dance of Deaths, but
Yeah, it is kind of interesting how it gives you the option of just doing like collateral damage to the face.
I don't like that
Interesting.
style though. That just doesn't seem effective. Like you should go face
We'll see.
or run them out
I
of
think-
resources, right?
I think
Shouldn't you go
they
one or
just
the
need
other?
more- They have a lot of like random things that make things cost 0, right? So maybe there could be a deck that's just like makes a bunch of your stuff cost 0, so it's really easy to enable that. This deal, play 2 cards before you play this card. So I don't know. We'll see. Remember that card? It was like a 2-drop or something that makes your stuff cost 0, right? Your fairies cost 0.
Yeah.
So maybe there could be a deck there, but
Yeah, you have to play
I'd
2
have to-
cards. Like playing 2 cards to do 2 damage. That's expensive.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, this card's pretty mediocre.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
okay, 2 mana, 1/2. Ugh.
Speaking of mediocre.
I mean, it's a bronze. What could we expect, right?
Now
You
this
can't
is
do this
permanent -1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you play this turn 2. Your opponent has a 2/2, right? You both your minions take 1 damage.
Yeah.
So you both have
2 1/2s. Two. Well, you both you'll have 2 1/1s.
1/1s, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, And so if you play this instead of a 2/2, in which case you both trade, I mean, you're not necessarily further behind than that case, right?
True.
If this thing was a 1/4, I'd be like, yeah, I could see it. But as a 1/2, no, definitely not.
Well, the way Dave puts it, I think is pretty.
No, but the point is, it's not worse than a 2/2. That's what I'm trying to get at, right?
But it's not better than 2/2.
No, it's the same, like up to that point. Okay, then
Well, I mean,
so then he plays a 3-drop, right?
Either a 2/2 or a 3/2.
So he traded his 2-drop into this thing, I guess, and then he played a 3-drop, right? Now on your turn 3, you can attack his 3-drop and lower its attack, and lose your guy, or you could trade his 1/1, right? So there might be like a 3-drop where you get an advantage out of lowering the attack of his 3-drop, right?
I would never play this in constructed. I'll just say that much.
Yeah,
But it's not worse than the 2/2, right?
Yeah, but it's just like I feel like drawing this like turn 7 is like just the most embarrassing thing I could do. You know what I mean?
yeah, just not good enough.
So the shadow thing is that witch thing. It's a 2-mana 1/2. Draw a card, right?
Yeah, but that draws a card. That's way
Draw a
better.
card.
Is that
is-
so? That's way
yeah.
better, right?
It's infinitely better. It's like like
Yeah.
drawing
Not
a
even-
card
not
compared to
even
giving a
comparable.
follower -1/-0 is like it's like a world of difference, man. It's like not even close. The witch replaces itself. This thing,
Oh, widow.
not-
Sorry, not witch.
yeah. Like no, this card is
I mean,
like
I play this in constructed sometimes. I'm not.
I would play this in construct. I would play Bellringer Angel over this card, honestly. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's a
this
card,
this
man.
loses the
Card doesn't
trade
lose
to a
weight.
2/2, whereas Dryad
I don't
doesn't.
care. It draws me a card. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it makes me wonder why they were able to bring it out rather than, refine it a bit more.
I think there might be some case, like if you have a ping
In
effect,
Take-Two.
you have a ping effect. This
Take-Two,
Dryad
right?
like gets there, right? I guess, but yeah.
I wish it gave like -2,
Maybe in an aggro deck?
-0. Then I'd be
In a
happy
very
with
aggressive
it.
deck where you're trying to kill people, like this could maybe be.
Yeah,
It's
-2,
just-
-0 would be really good.
It'd
that'd
be
much
like-
better.
You think that'd
would
be
it
too
actually
good?
be better than the Skull Crater Widow though?
I
they
don't
gave-
think that would be too good. I think that would be okay, right?
If they gave something -2,
That would
-0,
that would be so annoying to play
that would
against.
be
be-
though.
so annoying.
It
Yeah,
would
it'd
be
like that.
playable, but I don't think it'd be better than Draw a Card.
It would remind me of like those cards in Magic Dan, like Soulfield Recluse. The
Oh,
cards
yeah,
that's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
the taps to give something -2, -0. It would remind me of that. It's just like
Man,
they're actually really good.
that would be so annoying.
But it's
That
like
would
a
be
good
really annoying.
defensive, solid card, right?
If it gave -2, -0, this card would be pretty solid. But since it doesn't,
Yeah.
whatever. Let's
Okay.
move on. Let's look at the legendaries, man. I want to look at legendaries. Fuck these bronze cards.
Well, this is Swordcraft now.
yeah, Swordcraft.
Okay.
So to understand this card, we have to see what Durandal does.
Yeah, I feel that's
Where's-
just a very, very end.
Where's Durandal?
It's quite a few cards over.
Oh my
It's the last
gosh.
card. Just click the left arrow.
Left?
Click the right arrow.
No,
Yeah.
the right arrow.
What are you talking about?
What?
Yeah, you gotta go.
Okay, close it. Just close
Go to
this.
wait
Press
for that.
X. Close this.
Hold on,
Right here.
I'll find it.
This thing.
Durandal.
Yeah.
So, this is interesting.
Hold on. Let me just.
You, Dave, just being super efficient.
Okay. Oh shit.
Fine.
Okay,
But
so
we know it summons this card. So it summons this card. Do the effect.
summon the Durandal if there isn't already one. Okay, and Durandal is. It limits anything the enemy does to 4 damage.
Like my knee jerk reaction would be to be like, oh man, this is insane against like Dimension Shift because their fucking Flame Destroyers only do 4 damage instead of 8, so they can't one shot you. but at the same time, also it makes this thing. It has to have 2 followers kill it. I think that's the most important part, where it makes this creature itself very hard to kill.
Wait, this is insane. Isn't this so good?
Yeah, because it basically takes 2 hits to kill.
Not just this guy, but anything, right?
Yeah.
This thing stays on the board, right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's legendary for a reason.
Yeah, it's legendary for a reason. So this would compete with Front Guard General. To look up Front Guard General.
I think that it's well costed as well.
It's well costed. I think this card is really. This card's pretty balanced.
What? Oh shit! I'm in shadow. Dude, I can't spell guard. I always fuck it up.
UARD, man. You spelled it right the first time. It's on
It's not.
Swordcraft.
It's not there.
UARD. Sorry, my bad.
It's not there.
And you
What?
have
How much?
limited on
How much
2.
mana does it
The
cost?
7 drop.
Oh, my
the
bad.
7 drop. That thing.
Yeah, there it is.
The 5/6. The 5/6 gold card.
That's really good art too. Like that.
Yeah.
Arrows just sticking out of them.
I have the animated version of that card, man.
Oh,
It's
really?
so cool. Yeah, it's so
Nice.
cool.
Okay, so
Those-
2/3 ward 5/6. Well, I mean, Roland is better, right?
Yeah, well, the what's it called? The sword, yeah.
Even if you get the Fortress Guard, which is the 2/3 ward, it's like, man, I don't know, that amulet it's just really oppressive for a lot of different decks.
Yeah,
this card-
that amulet is scary stuff. Honestly,
Yeah, and
like,
there isn't very much removal for it.
like,
either.
do you have to Odin that? Like,
You'd have to Odin that amulet, yeah, but you can't.
sure,
It
right?
won't get rid of the creature, yeah.
like, oh man, what a beating! I mean, I play Necro, so it's not a beating, but it's still a beating. Like, for like any kind of normal deck, that seems like a really big
Yeah, like
deal.
it's very good against, decks that rely on, that sort of effect. But
Anyway, so control sword seems like a 3
Yeah.
of, pretty much, right?
I wouldn't play 3 because the thing is these things don't stack, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
probably
only ever
2.
want 1 in
Okay,
play.
yeah, maybe 2.
Like a 2, 1 or 2. I don't think I'd ever play 3.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. This
The
card is
Wayne of
interesting.
the Round Table.
This is a Thor song. But it's like a balanced Thor song, you know what I mean?
Oh man, these enhance.
Yeah, it has enhanced.
Why does
too,
this have
which is-
enhance? It doesn't even need that. It seems like you just don't need enhance, and it would still be
But you
playable.
don't even get that much from the enhance anyway.
That-
The thing
no,
it's
that's a
just
lot, man.
commanders. It's just commanders, which is it's a little less consistent than just like a straight up Thor song. It's just like it won't hit your entire hand. It'll just hit like
Okay, true.
two or maybe like 1 or 2 of the cards in your hand. Honestly, like
Don't you play
unless you're
only?
dedicated.
You play only Albert as the only commander in your deck, right?
In one of my decks, I play only Albert, but in Control Sword, you could play like Aurelia, you play Albert, you play Front Guard General.
Yeah, I feel like this wouldn't. It just doesn't feel strong enough to be a 3 of.
I could totally see a deck that's dedicated to just playing a bunch of commanders and playing this card because there is that many commanders in. Like you can have commanders from like 2, 3, 4, 5. All like, and you can just play like this card as the only maybe officer.
What's
Just
that?
Yeah.
What's that rush thing with the double death rattle? That the wolf thing.
Oh, Geno? That's not a
Geno?
commander. An officer.
Yeah, but it's like a rush thing, right?
J-E-N-O. There's only one N. Really wish you knew these cards.
I mean, it reminds me of this, right? Because it's like a 4-mana rush, right? So is it better than
This thing's a
Geno?
6. I think this in the right, like you would build around this card. This is a card you build around. Like you would just play all the commanders.
And just try to boost them. Yeah.
Yeah, you just try to like, I don't know. I would just play like a deck with just like a bunch of commanders, and the thing is like a lot of commanders need officers, right? It's really interesting, right? Because this the commanders need officers because a lot of the commanders are good because they power your officers. Like they give like extra attack or extra defense to your officers. So I could totally see like an aggro deck that plays like,
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't know.
not a 3 of, right?
I would need to hit a lab, you know. I just want to like, you know, play with this card a little bit before I figure it out. But this card has a lot of potential.
It seems pretty. Yeah, it seems like it
Ton
has
of potential.
potential, but it's
Ton of potential.
super conditional at the same
It's
time.
super
right?
conditional, but there are a lot of commanders.
But a 6
and
mana 4/5 rush, I mean, is not that bad, honestly, right?
no, yeah, it's not that bad.
But I don't think. I feel like Geno's better, right?
Geno overall,
Yeah.
I would say like Geno overall is better, but this card in the right deck is like,
Yeah.
it's like a linchpin. It'd be like the thing that carries that deck. It's like
Okay.
what defines that deck. You know what I mean? Just like this card.
Okay.
Yep,
so
seems good.
8 mana 5/5.
It's like, I wish I had that in Forest even. Like, it's pretty damn good.
Wait, give +2/+2 and ward to everybody?
Only officers.
Oh, to
So it gives
only
every
officers.
allied. So everything you have gives.
Oh,
it
so you
plus
protect your
plus.
commanders.
But that's the
Okay.
thing,
Yeah.
most decks are all officers, right?
You have a lot of officers.
You usually have more officers than captains, yeah, or commanders. Dude, we gotta speed this up so we get to the next. We need to get to the next card before this part comes out for
What's-
the song.
Yeah, I mean, 8 cost is a little bit high,
We'll
but
get to the support cannon. Support cannon. Go to support cannon.
it seems
Okay.
strong. Support cannon.
Anyway.
Support cannon actually seems pretty damn sick to me too, though.
Look at this. It fits.
Yeah.
But okay, maybe you have a bit more experience on this card, but like, if they don't have anything on the board, like this will mess up with an opponent.
This is this powerful effect. See, these cards are so hard to evaluate. Actually, it's just like. I want
Okay,
to have
so
more
hold on.
time.
Let me wrap my head around
Yeah.
this. So, you have this on the board. You play a commander, and you do that commander's attack to
And
a
then-
random enemy follower,
Yeah.
or if there's nobody, then the leader.
Yeah.
So it's
This
kind of
card
like
is-
it's kind of like the Albert thing where he has storm and doesn't take damage, right? So
card's just it's like such a magic card. I don't know. It just reminds me of Magic, like Flame Tongue Kavu. But yeah, I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, but like how
5
strong
mana
is
is a
Flame
lot.
Tongue Kavu? It's
5
like
mana. Yeah.
it's an
it's-
insane like 4/2, right?
Like I could like you could
Even
totally see
now,
a deck
it's
where you
still,
build
like,
support
totally
cannon
playable.
with
support cannon with that
Gawain,
4-drop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gawain. Because you have to have a lot of commanders.
Yeah.
But then you wouldn't play this Walfred guy.
You wouldn't play Walford.
No.
This is like a different deck that we want this
Yeah.
card. Yeah.
But
It's like
honestly,
this is maybe your deck with like just Albert in it, or something like that, right?
Yeah, probably. You only want to get this card or Albert.
This
really.
this guy reminds me of the neutral that gives +4/+4.
+4/+3, and it's Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
Like
Gabriel.
he feels like comparable to that, right?
Hmm.
7 mana, 8 mana. Like is +2/+2 to everybody better than +4/+3 to 1?
It actually can be.
Yeah.
If you have like a lot of like
Like,
those
see,
1/2s.
go to the silvers. I think there's a really interesting build around. Like this card and a silver card has a really interesting build around. Where is it?
Silvers.
Never mind. Not yet. Not white. This card.
Jolly.
Luminous Mage. No, Luminous Mage. because this is also a really powerful effect, I think, because Luminous Night, like I could see a bunch of like like the 2-drop that makes 2/1/1s and the 3-drop that makes 2/1/2s. Like you play like a kind of like a swarm deck with Luminous
And they're
Mage
all officers, right?
yeah, they're all officers. So you just like play a bunch of these that just like buff your team.
I don't even care what Luminous Night is. It could be a 1/1, it could be 2/2.
It's a 2/1. It's a 2/1 that when it's evolved, it's a 2/1. It's a 2-mana 2/1 that when it evolves, it gives all your creatures +1/+0.
Oh damn. I mean, honestly, even just as it's costed, it's fine. Like that's a
Like
strong
this,
ability.
as it's costed, it's like yeah.
Okay,
Alright, let's go back. Let's get back to
You're getting a little ahead of me here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Gabriel's better than this.
I think the thing is, this thing has tons of synergy. It can
Like,
it
how
has a
many
lot of
officers
cards.
are you planning to have on board?
Like the
right?
thing is, they like Sword has a
lot.
lot of those like plus like one like the 2/1/1s for 2 mana and the 1/2s for 3 mana, right?
Yeah.
The Ascetic Knight and the the Oathless Knight, right?
You could easily have a board of like
You could have like a
4
bunch
officers.
of creatures. Yeah.
Okay, but
You could
is this
easily-
thing better than what's that? Is it Achilles?
No.
That amulet?
There's like another like sage.
Luminous
Dude,
Sage
Luminous
Commander?
Sage?
Yeah,
Sage
gives
Commander?
everything
Yeah.
+1/+1 for 6 mana. Sage.
But I mean, this
Commander.
is +2/+2. Like
Yeah. 4/6
Uh,
for
6 versus 8.
8. It is a bit expensive. I'll give it that. It's kind of expensive. Like I could totally like how people were saying
Like, it's a
you
win
use
more
Mage-
card, right?
or it could just win you on the spot. It usually this kind of effect can just win you the game on the spot if you.
Yeah, it's kind of like Bloodlust.
Yeah, it's like Bloodlust. It's like Overrun. Yeah, it's like you play it and then you win. But I would like to try to build around this card a little bit because I think if you just play like you might not even play. No, you probably still play
Token
Albert's,
deck.
because Albert's insane.
Yeah.
You can play like a tokens deck, right? Like
Token
you
deck.
play Alweda's Command, you play Oathless Knight, you play Ascetic Knight, you play everything that just makes dudes, right?
What's that neutral Achilles or something?
Leonidas.
Leonidas.
Oh, wait, that's not a neutral. That's a gold card. That's a soldier card.
The sword card.
Yeah, that's a sword card.
I mean, this thing is better, is it not? I mean,
Giving all your guys ward, making a bunch of like 3/3, 4/4, 4/5 wards is not terrible.
Leonidas is slower, but
Slower.
is better.
And this thing gets owned by Odin. Leonidas.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess. True.
This card, I keep my eye on this card. I think this card you can spawn some pretty interesting archetypes with it.
So
But
token,
yeah,
I
right?
wouldn't-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It costs a little high, but yeah.
So we're seeing two archetypes come out, right? A commander heavy
Yeah.
one and a token
And
officer one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the support cannon will go in a different deck, but I
Yeah.
think it'll definitely see some play.
Okay, so we got a commander here. A cheap commander.
Very cheap commander.
Is there a lot of cheap commanders? Is that a thing?
There's some. There's enough. There's 2/2 mana ones, and there's 1/3 mana one there's 2/3 mana ones that I know of. Those 3/3 mana ones. There's White Paladin, and the commander that gives +2/+2 when it evolves, or something. All I know is
How
these
do I-
cards are getting old.
Can I not search for commanders? Oh,
Well,
there
they're
we
all
go.
gold. All the commanders, most of the commanders are gold. There's Fencer.
Are these all commanders
so
here?
there's Gemstaff Commander, Pompous Princess, Fencer.
Wait, these are all commanders? Man, there's tons of cheap
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
This is kind of an interesting commander, though, because if you read it, they can't be destroyed either. The spells.
So that means they can't
Yeah.
be.
No dance at
Can't
death.
be. They can't be danced. They can't be Bahamutted, right?
Yeah, that's actually
Wait,
pretty
this.
important.
Yeah, this thing's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, whereas Liza was only damage, right? For 2 mana, for 3, this is like much better.
Like you can just play this on turn 3 and be okay with it too. I mean, it's not that bad.
It's very well costed. Yeah, this card is a good role player for sure. It's very
Wow.
See, the thing is, like, Sword is really really follower heavy, right? So it leaves itself pretty vulnerable to like AoE and shit. So that's why they need cards like this to like mitigate that a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that seems like a very easy include in a lot of decks, honestly. But especially that token officer deck, right?
spells and effects though that they still can be traded. But yeah, I could see in like the token officers deck, this card could be played. Tokens and the Walford deck, right?
Yeah, the will.
Alright.
Okay, 6 mana, 5/6.
Randomly.
Randomly gain Rush, Bane, or Ward.
Boo, can't control it, hate it. Can't control. Don't want to look at it. Skip.
You don't like random effects?
Well,
Yeah.
and obviously I don't like a card that you can't decide when it comes out. Like,
Well,
you just
which
can't
one is the best?
Depends on the situation.
I feel like
Rush
Bane
is
is the
probably the best.
worst. Maybe
Yeah, Bane's the worst, and Rush is
Rush
the
is
best, I
probably
think.
the best, right?
Yeah. You want this thing to have Rush. So it's like a 33% chance to have this thing be a Rush card. Well, that's not true. The thing is, if you have an evolve point, you'd rather have Bane, I guess?
You don't need Bane because you're gonna kill anything. 7 attack, right? You don't need Bane. I mean,
Scenario.
6
I
mana,
would never play this
5/6.
constructed.
What's the Dragon Knight ward thing? Isn't that a 5 mana 5/6 ward, right?
No,
Is
it's a
it?
6 mana 5/6.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you get ward with this, yeah, it's pretty. Like it's interesting because every one of those abilities are kind of good in certain situations. Except Bane. Bane's definitely the worst. Like a 7/8 or
I mean,
5/6
do you
depending-
play that dragon card?
No, I don't. I would.
It's pretty average, right?
It's very average. This is a very good. I think this is a solid take-two card. Like I don't think I would ever play this in constructed.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
Dragon
solid
Guard.
take two.
It's a solid take-two card. A very solid take-two card.
Well, you have to have overflow for this one, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to have overflow. So that's why I'm saying this card's solid, but I don't think I'd ever played it in constructed.
yeah. Okay.
All right, skip it. See, this card, I think this card it's pretty sweet. I like
Yeah.
this
So
card a
if
lot.
you have 0
potential.
evolves left, does that mean you can still evolve?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, maybe.
I think this card's
Probably,
really cool.
right?
The fact that it also summons a Luminous Knight, so it summons a 2/1, so it's basically 4/4 for 5, which isn't terrible. But you can evolve the Luminous Knight that turn because you don't need to have an evolve point for that Luminous Knight.
Wait, the
The
Luminous
Luminous Knight
Knight
is-
is a commander?
Yeah,
What?
this card's a commander as well.
Oh, so you can just evolve this?
Yeah,
Yep.
What? That's insane.
yeah, this card is very.
Yeah, it's
I'm-
really solid.
I think this card is really, really interesting.
I'm surprised it's not a
I just want to
rare,
find a place
honestly.
for it, because I think this card has a really powerful effect. I just want to try to build a deck around this card, right? And that's the thing with like a lot of these cards, right? It's like a lot of them are like, I want to build around this card.
This is for that commander heavy deck, though, right?
Yeah, but yeah, that too.
It would be a very nice 5-drop.
like think about it. You play Gawain, rush it, and make this thing cheaper. It'd be like, oh man.
What's that?
And
What's
play-
that insane Runecraft 5-drop? It does like X
Which one?
damage or something. Does 2 damage.
Lightning shooter.
No. Does your creatures count worth of damage?
I don't know that card. Wait,
What's
why
that
did you say
called?
that card is insane? If I don't know the card, it must not be insane.
I thought it was good. Well, like it summons a creature beside it, and then it does how many creatures you have worth of damage to it.
Oh, that's
and
Monica. That's Swordcraft. That's not Runecraft.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Is that 5-drop, right?
Yeah, Monica.
Is this better than Monica? That's my question.
This does a very different thing than Monica. Monica is Monica is powerful, but it does something different. It's a very unique effect.
Yeah,
I just want to
Monica
kind of
has more impact of that turn. But like this has more impact if it survives.
Monica's better, but it costs an evolve point, right? Whereas this doesn't.
yeah. The thing is, I'm looking at the Luminous Knight. Go look up Luminous Knight. Because I think
it's a
evolving
2/1,
the
right?
It's a 2/1 that gives you, if you evolve the Luminous Knight, it gives your team +1/+0. So basically, if you have like a board, you can give all your team like, you can make your team like.
Oh, so it makes this thing a 3/3?
No, it makes your
have-
team makes all your other. It would make
Yeah,
like,
so
this
it'd make
thing a
the
3/3.
mage a 3/3, right?
Yeah, but it also make like everything else on your board like +1/+0.
It's very flexible.
Yeah. Well, this card is good, man. I think this card is like a very, very good card. Like I look forward to like having this card in my deck. I don't know why. Maybe because the art is so cute.
Yeah,
but
it's
it
very
is.
flexible. Okay. Shrouded Assassin, 4 mana, 2/3. Ambush Bane. Ambush Bane. Okay.
It's not bad. Basically, 4 mana kill a creature, but it seems like a take 2 card. 4 for a 2/3 is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Though this could be good for the ambush deck. There is an ambush deck.
Yeah, it's kind of poor for a kill one.
I'm gonna go bathroom back.
Yeah, this isn't better than Geno, right?
Yeah, no, probably not. Text.
Okay. Luminous Standard, 3 mana amulet.
Commander deck. I actually really like the art on this one too. For whatever reason, I don't know something about it. But yeah, for a full commander deck, like what we were talking about previously, this might actually be really
It's not
good.
it's not good enough. I don't like
+1
it.
+1 on a bunch of 2/1s actually makes them very legitimate. And for 3 mana, I think it's worth it.
It could be, but it feels really mediocre. It doesn't feel like insane to me.
It depends what the turn 4 is. Like, right, it's not meant to be an aggro card. It's like the build up, right?
Yeah. Pretty slow. Doesn't feel quite good enough to me. Because it's only
Alright.
commanders. I don't know. I mean, maybe if your whole deck... Like, is their whole deck going to be commanders?
Very significant portion for sure. Alright.
Okay. Okay, 5 mana, 3/4.
If the
Mordecai.
commander's in play. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Mordecai.
A
Okay.
well-costed Mordecai.
Yeah, but it's a small Mordecai. But
This
you need an
this
commander.
reminds me of in Hearthstone the Anomaly Golem. Is that what it's called?
What?
Remember that 9/9?
Oh,
Anon. What was it?
nah, I don't remember. How does that remind you of this card exactly? Though,
Because you have to have another creature in, right?
But it's still like a. This card, I think, it's a good effect, but 5 mana, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And
I like they'll just kill the other creature first. Like it's not good enough.
Yeah, it's just it's too expensive. If this was like a 4-drop or a 3-drop, I could see it being like, whoa, this is pretty solid, but it's a bit expensive.
Like if it was a 3 mana 2/1, I think it'd be better, right?
3 mana 2/1? Yeah. That seems pretty well costed, I think, yeah. A 3 mana 2/1 that if it has a mana in play, yeah.
Then it seems reasonable.
Might be a little too not powerful though. Like a 2 mana 2/1 that does that, I think I'd be a fan of.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, not good enough.
Not good enough. Yeah, let's get it. The frog.
So it gains ambush every turn?
Yeah. Because there's a card that buffs your ambush followers. Gives your ambush followers.
What's that card?
I don't remember, but I know that there's a card that does that.
How much mana is it?
I can't remember. It's a Swordcraft though. Maybe 3 mana? Spell, I'm pretty sure. You filter through spells. Yeah, there's it. Rogue's Creed.
Oh,
plus one,
it's
plus
an
one.
amulet?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that great.
I'm pretty sure it would trigger properly with this card, right? It is like this card would get ambush first, and then it get plus one.
So that's like Shade, right?
Yeah. Shade. What, like the Hearthstone ability?
Yeah. Hearthstone Shade.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah. Or, yeah. With the Worgen Infiltrate.
This amulet should cost 2 or something, man. Like.
Okay, forget it. Let's move on. This card is interesting, but I'm pretty sure
it's not good enough.
It's not good enough. Yeah, it's just small. Too small.
Yeah.
Be interesting though with that card.
Well, it's not like Shade because you can attack and then go back into stealth. Yeah. But yeah,
all the memers.
It's not quite enough. Well, you can hit face with it every turn, right?
Yeah, that was to all the memers. Give it,
dude.
David, stop dwelling on this card.
No, but it's like Forte, right?
No, it's not like Forte.
No,
no, because Forte wins by just hitting face every turn, right?
Relevant.
Sure.
I mean, a 2/2 for 2 mana, that's good, but I mean, it also has the enhance, like 5/5 with ward.
What? This card's insane. Isn't it?
It's good. Yeah, I like it.
It's solid. I like it. I like
this is way better than Unica.
I don't know if it's better than
I
Unica,
wouldn't say that.
but
Unica has pseudo ward already.
No, because my Unica never gets her effect off. So like this can actually be more than a 2 mana 2/2. I think this is a great 2-drop.
It is a good 2-drop. I would. You would play this over Unica?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, when you look at the percentages when Unica gets off.
Like it's like 10% or something like that, right? Like Unica never goes off. And like this is like just great. Like having a 5/5 ward is way better than heal for 2 next turn. Obviously. I mean, you cost 6 mana, but late game you always have enough mana, right? So
would you play this on 6?
I mean, if you had it on 2, you can play it on 2, and it's fine. And then when you draw it late game, because you play 3 of them, right? Yeah. You draw one of them late, 1 or 2 of them late game.
Top deck mode, this is pretty amazing.
Compared to Unica?
Yeah,
I really like that comparison. That's a really good point.
This feels way better. I mean, I just say Unica because that's like the go-to 2-drop for me, right?
It's true, huh?
I have to. Player, I have to include it. There's no other choice. So
you're such a control player.
I want more 2-drops so that I have a choice. I don't just have
Dude,
to
this
like.
is only sword though.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
not
So I'm still screwed. But
But I mean, top decking a 5/5 ward when it
yeah, it's
normally
fine.
costs 2 is
It's
pretty
great,
amazing.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good
3
card.
of.
This card though.
Okay, so turn 1 amulet. You discard your highest cost card and then draw a card for 3 turns. This is like a mulligan
Pretty aggro.
do-over or something. Like,
I hate this card. I don't know why. I just think this card's terrible.
yeah. Okay, so if you're playing an aggro deck, first of all, you don't have high cost cards, basically, right? If you're playing an aggro deck, you have such an overwhelming amount of low cost cards that you don't need this, right? And if you're playing a control deck, you're just destroying your range of your game by discarding your highest cost cards. Like, so if you're not playing an aggro and you're not playing control, when are you playing this?
The thing is, like, I would only ever want to play this on turn 1, right?
Yeah.
I think on turn 1, this could be okay. Any other turn, I don't want that effect, right? You just don't ever want that effect.
Yeah, no. This is no good.
Straight to the bin.
I feel
Straight
like
to the recycling.
for the amount of card draw you get out of it, for 1 mana,
No, but
It's not
again,
card draw, it's
what
card
kind of
replacement.
deck do you play it in?
It doesn't draw you a card. It replaces a card. I think that's
Yeah.
really distinction.
something that really throws stuff onto the board.
This
But
is not
I don't
drawing a
think it
card.
exists right now.
You're cycling. You're not drawing a card. You're cycling. You're discarding a card to draw a card. It's not. This is cards.
Yeah.
This is sifting. This is not drawing cards. It's like you're like trying to sift through your cards rather
Yeah.
than actually
Don't
drawing.
like
It's
it.
not raw material. Yeah, it's bad. This card's mediocre.
Okay.
This card,
This thing we saw, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Should we call it here? Should we stop? We should
Yeah.
pause the video. Stop the video. Let's take a break.